Good afternoon, everyone. Brooke here. We're going to do a 30-minute beginner session today. Optional equipment, if you have it, is a soft Pilates ball and a long resistance band. Good. Now, if you don't have a ball, you grab a cushion or something else instead, which would work just as well. We're actually going to start sitting down today. So we're going to start on your mat, and I want you to just stretch your legs out in front of you. Point your toes, squeeze the legs together, and just reach forward over your legs. Just drawing your chest down towards your knees. And then breathe in, just realign your spine, sitting up as tall as you can, and take your hands behind your head and really lengthen through the crown of the head. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. You want to twist to the left and just do 2 pulses to the left. Breathe in, again, lengthen through the spine, and then twist to the right. 2 pulses to the right. Breathe in, lengthen through the crown of the head. We twist to the left. Inhale, lengthen, and then twice to the right. And back to the center. Now I want you to reach your arms out to the side into a wide T, slide the shoulders down, and again, twist and twist. So you'll notice that with the arms out, it's a little bit bigger. You might feel it a little bit more. And just also draw your awareness to your feet and try to keep the feet from sliding one next to the other. To keep the legs really anchored to the mat. Let's go one more time each way. And breathe in, reach your arms forward, holding over the legs. Lengthen through your spine, and then breathing out, we're going to round the spine and come halfway back. Just hold in there, pointing the toes, gathering the belly button in, lift your arms up to your ears, and then breathe in, reach the arms out in front. 3 more times. Exhale, lift the arms up. Inhale, lower them down to the front. 2 more. Lift and lower. Last one. Up and down, and then reach forward over your legs, drop your chin to your chest. And again, realign your spine, coming back into a straight back. Float the hands up. We're going to breathe out, round the spine, come halfway back. And now we're going to cross the body. I want you to take your right arm across your leg. That left arm goes up towards that ear. And press the pinky of that hand out into the hip to turn the shoulders. Change sides. Left hand crosses the body, right arm goes up to the ear. Inhale, change. Exhale, twist. Breathe in as you change. Breathe out as you twist. Looking over the shoulder 1 more time each way. Again, try to anchor the legs. Try not to let the feet slide side to side. Twist the other way, and then reach the arms out to the front, and reach forward over your legs once again. Good. Now this time, I want you to imagine you're sweeping your hands along the sides, like, and lift and lengthen through the spine. As you come up to the ceiling, we're going to breathe out, round the spine, come halfway back, and then come forward, sweep, almost like you're scooping something up. Lift and lengthen the spine, reach to the fingertips. And then breathe out, round the spine, come halfway down, hold, and then reach it forward, scooping up, lifting and lengthening, and then exhale, come halfway down and hold here. Now lift your right leg up, try to hold, grab onto that ankle, straighten up the leg, inhale, lower down, lift, left leg comes up, again, straighten up the leg, inhale, lower, stay there for 6, and 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now take the legs together, reach forward, and stretch. Now we're going to grab your ball, and we're going to place the right behind your back, almost like a little cushion to prop you up. Now if you don't have a ball, you can also come all the way down onto your back and just hold your head up with your hands. You don't necessarily need to sit a little more upright on the ball, but it's quite a good position. And we're going to do a couple of different stretches here and strengthening exercises. So I'm going to start with your knees into your chest. Draw your chin forward, draw the belly button in, and we're going to just take the right knee into the chest, extend your left leg out, and then switch the legs. Stay there for 8, 7, 6, 5. So again, drawing down with the abdominals. 3, 2, and 1. And breathe in, take the knees into the chest, take your hands behind the head. We're going to extend your right leg long, and then just lower that leg down to the mat. Exhale, lift it back up. Breathe in, draw the right knee in, extend your left leg long, lower the leg down to the mat. Exhale, lift it back up. Inhale, pull the left knee in. Let's go 4 more times. Right leg long, belly button pulled in tight, lower the leg. Exhale, lift it back up. Inhale, change. Now if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more so you can keep the toe button to the inside of the leg and take the knee down as well, that's going to engage the core much more. If the abdominals aren't there and it gets into your lower back, go back to this modified position where you lower the leg down without taking that knee. Otherwise, the more advanced position, keeping the toe button to the inside of that leg. And let's go 1 more time each way. Again, scooping core in tight, extend the leg, lower the shape of the legs down, and lift. Breathe in, pull the knees into the chest. Last one, again, remember that option, just lower the leg down and up and pull the knees in. Now let's come off of that ball for a moment. Just roll yourself up, straighten up your back, take the shoulders together behind your back. And then breathing out, we're going to come back and find that ball again. Again, you've got the option to come all the way down and just lift your head and shoulders. But having that ball there just makes you work the abdominals a little bit more. Actually supports the neck as well. So pull your knees in towards your chest now. Good. And then we're going to extend both arms and both legs. Reach long and then inhale, tuck the knees to the chest. Exhale, reach. So coming into a double leg stretch. And tuck. Stay there for 6. And 5. And tuck. Last 4. 3. So feel those abdominals starting to burn just under the rib cage. 2. Last 1. We hold there for 4. 3, 2, 1. Take the hands behind the knees. And again, roll up off the ball. Take a big breath in to stretch your abdominals. So you got 2 more variations here. Both of them popped up on the ball. Again, we can just roll yourself back. Find that ball. Now we're going to actually keep the feet down on the mat. Knees are bent. I want you to lower the chest, open the elbows out wide. So get a nice, lovely stretch through your chest, and then breathe out. Draw the belly button in, curl the shoulders up. Inhale, lower the chest, lower the head, open the elbows, and then exhale, lift back up. So you're just opening up over that ball, and then curling up. 3 more times. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Last 2. Inhale down. Exhale, drawing everything in. 1 more. Breathe in to lower. Breathe out to lift. And then I want you to take your hands out to your sides just to help stabilize. Pull your knees up to tabletop. I'm going to drop both knees to your left and then extend your legs long. Breathe in. Take the knees back to the center. Turn the knees to the right. Extend the legs long. Breathe in, bend the knees. Come back over to that left side. Feel the right oblique working. Stretch the legs long. Bend the knees. You can also come down to your elbows if that's more comfortable. Knees drop to the right. Extend the legs. And bend. Knees back to the center. Let's go 1 more time each way. Turn to the left. Stretch the legs. Hold. Bend the knees. Come to the center. Over to the right. Extend the legs and hold. And then back to the center. Pull the knees back to that midline. And then take your feet down to the mat and come up to sitting. Stretch everything out. Good. Now you grab your ball and place the ball between your knees and give it a good squeeze. Really push the sides of the knees together. Actually, the first one is use your hands, almost pushing those knees in tight. Now pick up your band and I want you to fold your band in 2. And the band is optional. If you don't have a band, just kind of make a circle with your hands, just have your fingertips pointing together. But if you do have the band, hold it about shoulder width apart and keep it parallel to the floor. We're going to breathe out, tilt the pelvis, scoop belly, round your spine, and roll yourself back. If you want to advance this, come up onto your toes. So take your heels above the mat. So there's less stability and your abdominals have to work a little bit more. From here, we go down an inch, stretch the band, inhale, lift up. Tuck and lift. Stay there for 6. Now, if this gets into your back at all, you have an option to place the ball under your lower back. So you just have a little bit more support for that back, and you're pressing your abdominals into the ball. And then that means the abdominals have that support. They're not working quite as hard. So if you can, keep the ball between your knees. Also good to have something to squeeze onto between the knees to get the inner thighs working. But if it's going straight into the back, there's no point in continuing working with the ball between the knees. Better to have the ball under your lower back. Let's hold the next one. Breathe out, lift the arms overhead. Inhale, lower the arms back down. A little bit of stretch on the band. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 3 more. Breathing out as you lift. In as you lower. Last 2. Stretch. Get the arms right behind the ears. And 1. Lift. And lower. And then stretch out your back. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, come back into that C curve, so tilting the pelvis, gathering the belly in, round your spine, squeeze the ball between the knees, lift the band up, and then twist to the right, up to the center, twist to the left, and then to the center. Have the shoulders facing the band. Just drop one hand down and center, other hand goes down and center. Stay there for 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Again, hands back to the knees, straighten at the back, big breath in. Good. Now, I want you to drop your band and place your ball to your ankles. Take your hands behind your knees and try to balance, floating your knees up so your shins are parallel to the floor. And we're going to try to stretch the legs long, breathing out, in the knees. Breathe out, stretch the legs again. Inhale, bend the knees. Next one, I'm going to lift your arms up. And then take the hands behind the knees. Knees a little closer to the chest. Roll the shoulders back. One more time, arms up. And now we're going to combine the two. Breathing out, arms and legs long. Bend the knees down. If you need to, if that is too hard, extending both arms and legs, I would just keep the hands behind the knees and just work on the legs. Try to get the legs as straight as you can. Because that's probably what's holding you back from doing the arm and leg option. Let's go two more, either with the hands behind the knees, just stretching the legs, or extending the arms as well. Last one, we try to hold for 4, 3, 2, and then lower your legs down. Reach forward over your legs. Put your hands on the ball and roll the ball forward. Good. Pick the ball up, cross your feet, and we're going to come all the way up to standing. Now, step your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Now we're going to turn your toes up. Have the ball in your hands. Roll your shoulders back. Draw the abdominals in. And then breathe out. Squeeze the ball. Drop the hips down. Turn the knees out to the sides. Knees around, track over your toes. Stay there for 6 and 5. Really narrow the waist. 4. Imagine your pelvis like a bowl of water. So we're not tipping forward, arching into that lower back. We're kind of tucking under, rounding out your lower back. So it's imagine like a neutral spine sliding up and down the wall. Last 2. And then hold the next one down. Little pulses there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now reach the arms up overhead. Slide the shoulders away from the ears and peel one heel high above from the mat. Breathe in, stretch the legs. Breathe out, bend the knees. And lift and lower. Stay there for 6. And 5. Again, narrow waist, perfectly straight back. Keep moving. So just to show you the posture. Core in tight. Last 2. Hold the next one down and pulse it low. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stretch the legs, and we're going to swap your ball for your band. Again, right turn down. Band reaches out in front of you. We're going to drop the knees, drop the hips, and then peel the opposite heel up. Breathe in, extend the legs. Breathe out, stretch your band. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Stay there for 5. Try to track the knees over the toes and turn the knees out. Keep reaching through the crown of the head. Last 2, and stretch. 1 more. Down and hold. Little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten up the back or straighten up the legs. Let your arms drop down. Take a big breath in. Next one, we're going to reach the band overhead. And I want you to drop the hips, bend your knees, and lift your heels up. So we're balancing on the toes. Breathe in, straighten the legs. Take the arms together. Breathe out, stretch your band. Just kind of slide it down your back. Lift and lower. Up and down. Stay there for 4, 3, good. Last 2, and down. Now, if it's too much with the heels up, just drop the heels down. You can be on flat feet. It's just if you want that extra challenge, hold the last one. Little pulse down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stretch the legs out. Drop your heels. Take the band to the front. And just turn your toes forward and reach the arms out in front of you. Just pull the band and then release. Pull and release. So if you can see from the side, arms are straight out in front of you, just pulling, just wrapping it across your chest for 3, 2, and 1. Then lift the band up and behind you. Now reach it back away from your back and then round, like you're wrapping it around your shoulders and back. Feel free to give yourself a little more length if your band is quite tight. If you're really short, you might need to go right to the ends of your band. Pulling back. The goal is to strengthen your upper back as you pull the arms forward and then stretch it as you reach the arms back. So we're strengthening the upper back. We're opening the chest. Just kind of trying to reverse that hunch movement pattern when people sit around at their desks for too much. every day at a computer. Just reversing that posture pattern. Last one, forward and back, and then lift the arms up overhead. Now I want you to stand out in the middle of your band and grab the very ends of your band. So feet, step on the band, feet together, knees together. We're gonna bend your knees, sweep the hips back, shoulders back, and then reach your arms out to your sides 8 times, up and down. 8, keep moving. See the posture, nice straight back, slight bend in the knees, bend in the hips. Stay there for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're gonna hold the last one up, sink a little deeper into the knees and small circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the arms come down, stand, and just roll your shoulders back. And then roll the shoulders forward. Good, and then the second variation, we're gonna just have your hands right at the sides of your hips, palms facing in towards each other. Again, bend your knees, sweep the hips to the back wall, pull your shoulder blades together behind the back, and then lift the arms up and down. Lift and lower. Stay there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So strengthening the triceps, working into your upper back, drawing the belly button in. A little bit of work on the legs as well. Last 3, 2, and hold the last one. Pulse your hands together. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Take the arms a little higher, shoulder blades a little closer together. One more set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just drop the hands. Again, roll the shoulders back. Let's step off of your band and drop the hand to your side. Lift your right arm up. Slide your left hand down the side of the leg, lengthening through that right arm. And then bend your elbow. Try to get the fingertips connected together behind your back. And just try to drop your hips down, tuck your tailbone under, and then float up onto your toes into a balance. Good, then lower the heels, release your fingertips, and lift your left arm straight up to the ceiling. I don't want leaning over to the side. Imagine a helium balloon, just pulling you straight up. The other arm reaches down the side of the leg. And then take the hands together behind your back. So that will naturally arch your back and flare your ribs. Try to counteract that by pulling the ribs in, drawing the belly button in, tilting the pelvis so the tailbone points down towards the floor, and then kind of forcing things into alignment by coming up into a balance. Good. Then lower the heels down. Release your hands. Just roll your shoulders back. Roll them forwards. Good. We're going to do one more leg exercise, standing. Now I want you just to take your right foot and step it forward. I want you to lift your heel on your left foot. Drop that back knee down to the mat. Try to get that knee to 90 degrees, almost pulling the knee slightly forward. Draw the belly button in. Breathe in, straighten the legs, and bend the knees. And lift and lower. Just stay here for 6 and 5. Last 4, 3, 2. Last one. We hold it down and pulse it low for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now lift the back leg, put all the way into that front leg. Try to straighten your standing leg as you drop your chest down, and then breathe in, lower the back foot. Now if you struggle with the balance, you can just take the weight forward and keep your toe on the mat. Just maybe lifting that toe up just 2 inches or 3. Inhale down. Just listen to your body. Just try to build on whatever level you're doing. Last 2, inhale down, exhale, balancing on that right leg, lifting the left, hands along your sides. Last one, find a focal point on the floor, zip the core muscles tight, and then just take your left foot and slot it right down next to the right. Give the right leg a little bit of a shake. Check if your shoulders are still back, core still engaged. I'm going to step the right foot back. I'm going to drop your back knee down to the mat, draw in with the core muscles, breathe in, stretch the legs, breathe out, bend the knees. So starting over on the other side, try to pull that back knee slightly forward. Stay there for 6 and 5. Last 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold the next one down and pulse it down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we try to balance, straighten the standing leg, lift that back leg, hands along your sides. Try to square the hips. Breathe in, drop the right foot, bend the knees, and then breathe out, up into your balance, hands along your sides, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lower. So again, if you want, you can go really big and lift that back leg high, dropping the chest low. Or you can make it much smaller, where you just barely lift that toe up off the mat. Let's go 2 more, whichever level you're doing. Just try to build on your level. And last one, lift and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just slot that right foot down to the mat. Shake your left leg out. Let's get your left foot into your hand, take your knees together, push your hips forward, and reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Just stretching through the fingertips as you pull that heel in, and then change sides. Left foot down to the mat, right foot into your hand, knees together, hips forward. Lift your left arm up, and then lower the arm as you lower the foot. And we're going to come down to the mat. Good. So actually I want you to come to all fours. Have your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Draw the belly button in tight. And really lift the pelvic floor. You need to take your right arm and left leg and stretch them long. And then breathe in, hand under the shoulder, knee under the hip. Change sides. Left arm, right leg. And back. And lift. And lower. Up. Stretch, lengthen through the limbs. Stabilize your spine. No movement through the pelvis. Drawing the belly button in to protect the lower back. Aim for 4 more. Breathing in as you reach. Breathe out as you come down. Last 2. Lift and lower. 1 more. Lift and lower. Now I want you to grab your ball and place the ball between your knees. Slide your shoulders down away from the ears. Take your toes under. We're going to hover the knees up off the mat. I'm going to squeeze the ball tight. Really scoop the belly button in. And then inhale, lower your knees back down to the mat. As you exhale, as the air escapes your lungs, I'm going to create a vacuum, really drawing in with your abdominals, scooping everything tight, and then inhale, refill those lungs. And then exhale again, drawing everything in, pelvic floor, abdominals, everything scooping, vacuuming, hollowing out. As you exhale, inhale to hold, knees down. And then last one, lift the knees up, squeeze that ball tight, scoop the core in tight, hold there for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lower the knees down to the mat. Good. Take the ball away, and we're going to grab your band. Stretch the legs out in front of you, and wrap your band around your feet, and then cross it in front. So you got a little X in front of your feet. Now hold your band quite close and sit up nice and tall. Slide the shoulders down away from the ears. Slide your elbows close to the sides of the ribcage and really pull the elbows back and forward. Breathe out and in. Stay there for 6 and 5. Last 4, 3, 2. Hold the last one. So you can sit a little taller still, and then reach the arms in front, turn the palms down, and do big circles with the elbows up, over, back, and around. 3 more, circling back. And 2. Last 1, and then we're going to reverse it. Let's go 4 the other way. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then lean back, open your band, try to pull your knees through the band, lift your feet up, and then stretch your feet into the band, pull the knees back together, extend and bend. Keep going there. So I'm just going to show you that my knees are really tight. There's no daylight between the knees. My feet are together. What I often see is that people try to do this. They turn the knees out to the side. So have the knees in, arms out. Stay there for 4. Keep going. 3. Last 2. And 1, knees into the chest, let feet come down the mat, and stretch out your back. Good, pop the band to the side. We're going to come on to one side and prop yourself up onto one elbow. I want you to bend both knees, have your knees stacked. And we're going to use this hand for a moment on the floor, and we're going to try to lift your hips high up off the mat. Then take your hands to the hips, lower them back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Stay there for 4, 3. So working that oblique at the lower part of the waist, feeling it tighten like a sling. Last 2, lift and lower. One more. As the hips come down, I want you to come up onto your hand and stretch your top leg out. Now lift your hips all the way up. So you're kind of propped onto the knee and your hand, and then lift the leg up for 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep the belly button in tight. 3, shoulders away from the ears. 2, hold the last one, little circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then drop the foot, drop the hips, swing your knees forward, and then reach the arm that was on the mat up over your head. Good. And just spin yourself around to the other side. We start on that elbow. Shoulders down away from the ears, knees bent. Your feet are in line with your hips. Your knees are in front. Belly button pulled in tight. Shoulders away from the ears. And then press. You can take your hand down to the mat for the first one. Lift. If you need to leave that hand on the mat, that's fine. But try to wrap it around and use it to really engage those muscles at the lower part of the waist, almost like a sling pulling you up. Press into your fist. Press into your elbow that's on the mat. So strong shoulders. Stay there for 6. And 5. Last 4. 3, 2, hold the last one up, then drop the hips down, come onto your hand, have the middle finger pointing to the end of the mat, extend your top leg, lift your hips up and kind of pull that knee under your body. Take your other hand to the hips, shoulders away from your ears. I'm going to lift that leg up and down for 8, 7, working the outside of that hip. 6, belly buttons in. 5, shoulders back. 4, 3, 2, holding the last one up, small circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and freeze. Reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that foot down to the mat. Drop your hips down. Bend your knees. Take the hand that was on the mat up over your head. Really stretch out your back and the side. Come now to all 4s. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. I want you to lift your head, lift your tailbone, really arch your back, and then breathe out around the spine. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone. Exhale, reverse it. One more, inhale down. Exhale up. And then imagine your ribs drawing a circle. So go out to the right, down to the bottom, over to the left, up to the top. One more circle in that direction. Like you're just circling, or there's a hoop around your ribs. You're trying to find every corner of that hoop. And when the ribs come back to the top, and reverse the movement. So go to the left, to the bottom, to the right, and top. 2 more, to the left, to the bottom. Just getting mobility through the spine, zipping the core tight. Last one. Once the ribs come up into that cat position, we hold. And then come into a neutral spine and take your left foot and try to step it through your hands. Just push your hips forward. Take your hands up to your knee. So imagine someone's almost pushing the hips forward. Get a stretch through the front of your right leg. Now take your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. So crossing the body, look over the shoulder to the wall behind you. And then take the hands either side of your foot that's on the mat. Step that foot to the center of your hands and then turn your knee out just outside of your left elbow. Turn your fingers slightly in and just bend your elbows. Lead with your chest as you lower down towards the mat. Add a little bit of movement side to side. So opening up that hip, feeling that stretch through the glute, and then straighten the arms, pull the knee back into the chest, walk your hands back, and straighten up the leg in front of you, pulling those toes back, pulling your hips back, almost dragging that heel back, stretching into that hamstring on that front leg. Now, without forcing anything, we take the weight forward and we try to lift the back foot. If you feel any pain through that back knee, you could either fold your mat over so you have a little more padding, or just make it smaller. Maybe, so if you want to make it bigger, we come, so the hand's holding the foot and we pull in. But if you can't get there, just hold this position, or even just have the knee down on the mat, or the foot down on the mat. Whatever works better for you, either here, or there. And then let's change sides. So coming to both knees, step your right foot forward, hands either side of that foot, push the hips forward, and then take the hands up to the knee. Take your left elbow to the outside of that right knee, so just crossing the body, opposite elbow to knee, look over the shoulder behind you. Push your hands together to help you twist a little further. And then breathe in, take your hands down to the mat, step your foot to the middle of your hands, open the knee out to the side, come to the outer edge of the foot, and then elbows wide. Just kind of snake yourself down towards the mat. Just a little bit of movement side to side, leading with your chest. Good, now again, don't force anything, don't put too much weight into it if it doesn't feel right. Then walk your hands back and straighten out your front leg. And try to straighten up your back as well, almost like curling that tailbone to the back wall as you drag your heel in towards your body. And then take the weight forward, lift your back foot, take your hands onto your knee. If you can reach that foot without forcing anything, without any pain, we hold that foot in and get that stretch to the front of your left leg. And then take the foot down to the mat, come to your knees, hands down to the mat. We're gonna tuck the toes, lift the hips high, stretch into your heels. So press the heels down, and then walk your hands back towards your feet. And I'm going to lift your arms to straight legs, straight back. We're going to come all the way up with a nice long straight back. Reaching the fingertips up to the ceiling. Come up onto your toes. Hold your balance. And then reach your arms out to the side. Drop your heels down to the mat. Lace the fingers behind the back. Lift your chest up. Inhale. And then as you exhale, just shake everything out. Swing your arms. Bend the knees. And congratulate yourself for taking some time to move your body and do what your body needs. Hope you enjoyed that. We're back with one more session this week again tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Check out the full schedule on Instagram and Facebook. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.